Clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me go. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, broadcasting live from the heart of Europe. This is the most badass broadcasting all the way, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tommy C, and this is Shot to the Point live. This is going to be a tough one for podcast people. Some people, a handful of people actually listen to the podcast itself on its own. I'm actually shocked. It gets almost 100 hits an episode, which I'm very confused about. Not much interaction, but 100 hits. I'm actually surprised it's that much. But this is gonna be tough if you're listening on iTunes or SoundCloud or something of that nature, because this is gonna be very visual. And I'm going to introduce you to Superhuman. Some of you might be familiar with Superhuman.
Possibly
if you're not,
the best backyard wrestlers.
Is he a wrestler or is he a stunt man?
Yeah, good point.
And it's hours of entertainment. I also flip this with an open phones. I don't know how. Like, there's only so much superhuman fun you can have. So if you guys got any questions for me, it's wide open. Even you haters. I'd rather actually talk to the haters. But have something. Don't just come on, or I think we're gonna start giving suspensions for just calling them. So I just called to say hi. You do that too much? Why not? But I like watching this good superhuman. Is he super or special? That's my question.
Or both.
Maybe super special, yeah. It's a good point.
Special.
That's a good point. Val, you just avow Allah. Actually, Vault is not a big fan of Allah.
Nope.
If Vault had a choice, he would wear a suicide vest so he could blow up Allah.
Vault's the biggest Christian I've ever met.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's impossible. There's a lot of Christians in the Middle East. A lot of Christians in the Middle East.
He was telling me earlier how Jesus died for all of our sins.
Did he really? I don't know. What are we going to get in more trouble for? Being apostate, being Christian, or being an atheist? Yeah. Wouldn't it be really annoying if Vault finally got his dream, went to the Middle East, moved to the States, and became some kind of like newborn Christian like Dave Mustaine?
The satanic forces coming from my country.
Before I get into this shit, like, I'm going to have a little heavy metal chat with you. When I grew up, Dave Mustaine was the biggest big mouth in all of thrash metal, a genre he helped create with Metallica. So they're always kind of the second best band to Metallica. They're good, really, really good. They have some awesome songs. Great. Some of the best heavy metal ever made. And he was very much an unapologetic old school left wing guy, not like SJW. He wasn't like that. He's never like that. You know, he was still a man. You know, the liberals I could used to be able to tolerate. Obviously an absolute. I would say an absolute vehement enemy of organized religion, especially the Christianity he grew up with. And I imagine he grew up Catholic because he is Irish. Mm-hmm. And he looks like a Paddy. And apparently this conversion of his happened in 2004. And I don't mind. Look, I don't give a shit if you get off on God. And I don't care if Dave Mustaine gets off on God. It was just a shock to my system to find out that Dave Mustaine wouldn't tour with other heavy metal bands because he actually thought they were satanic. And this was a guy that would smash the stupid right-wing Christian parents in the 80s, like destroy them Like, he's a very quick guy. I mean, he's a fucker. And to find out that he would do this is just shocking. It's shocking. You know?
Did you watch the video I sent you this morning?
It's like when I found out. The second most shocking incident is when you found out that what's the guy who names him Judas Priest?
Who, Rob Halford?
Rob Halford was gay. When I was a little kid, there's motherfuckers who were real fat and had greasy long mullets that would fight you. They would fight you if you said Rob Halford was gay. Of course, he grew up and he's really gay. Like, really gay.
He's just a biker, dude.
No, he's gay. He's just a biker. And then when I really got a kick in the 90s when he came clean with it, he would say, yeah, and I put lots of homoerotic lyrics in there that the people, I just hid them perfectly. So I just got a kick out of that one super macho fat kid that had an Iron Maiden t-shirt singing homoerotic lyrics. That always made me laugh. But I find out that Dave Mustaine is like a newborn Christian, and he's like ragging on like Satanists or Satan bands or what he thinks Satan's. So he's come full circle.
Well, you said in that interview, he was like, yeah, when I really realized it was real, the black magic stuff, he was like, I was in high school and I cast 2 hexes on people, and one, I heard the guy got into a really bad accident.
Bullshit.
Injured the part that I targeted, and the other one was a girl that I wanted that I knew I could never get, and the next day she was in my apartment.
Well, hook me up.
He's like, black magic, dude.
Black magic, Satan. Kind of shit is that? It really blows my look. Dave's been through a lot, and I actually like Dave, and I always liked, as big as asshole as he was, I always liked how unapologetic he was about it. He's still kind of that way, just with Christianity. If you're my age, I literally, you know what happened today? Imagine you took like 12-year-old me, 1989, and you pulled me into 2019 and said, oh, by the way, Dave Mustaine's like a fucking preacher now. And it was just jaw-dropping experience that I had this morning. I had no idea. I mean, none.
Wait, so you never saw Dave Mustaine when he went on Alex Jones' show?
No.
Yes. That's
I
real.
missed that. I would have expected him to start calling him a kook. Like, that's the Dave Mustaine I knew. This is very shocking. And I missed it. I mean, it was done in 2004. 16 years ago this happened. I mean, he's been a Christian for a long time now. No, wait a minute. I think I heard he was a Christian, but I didn't know he was a born-again Christian, which is a special wacky sect.
Well, he went back to being like a Jehovah's Witness, and then he converted to the Christianity.
Oh, he was a Jehovah's Witness. No wonder he hated God. Those people are
the
annoying.
Thing is what started all of it. He, quote unquote, fell asleep in a chair and woke up, and like his right arm was fucked, or his left hand was completely fucked. He couldn't make a fist, nothing, and he thought he was done. Like, never play guitar ever again.
Yeah, so he prayed to God.
Apparently, he like pinched a nerve and all this stuff, and started going through that. And that's how he
probably
got
all he did. He probably just needed to do a little rehab, and he's fine. Dave is a better guitarist, but Metallica is a better band. I agree.
Yeah.
Actually, what's his name? Marty Feldman, probably a better guitar player than Dave is. Dave's really good though. A lot of people don't know he played this solo on Holy Wars. I think Holy Wars is the best song he ever did, and it came out in like 1990, and it was like a warning. If you read that right after 9/11, you're like, yeah, Dave kind of knew. Don't look now to Israel, it might be your homeland, Holy Wars. Oh, it's a fucking great song. Tornadoes Soul, great. That's their best record, I think. That was the last place.
Marty, like 2 years ago, me and my dad went and saw him.
Everybody knew Megadeth is better. I don't know about that. I don't know. Metallica's better band, I think. Not anymore. Not after fucking the
Megadeth
blackout.
Stuck to their roots the whole time.
Yeah, they never really flipped.
After, like, that one
but
record
honestly,
in the 90s.
their lyrics got stupid. You know?
Remember that French song, A Tout Le Monde or whatever? That's when they kind of got a little weird. That was
Yeah, like in the 90s,
album.
they all got. Well, they got in their 30s. Everybody gets weird in their 30s.
Did you ever see the video of him calling that kid out in the crowd that was shining the laser at him?
Oh, yeah, fine. Well, my favorite story is Dave Mustaine. The stupid ass. I don't know if he's Northern Ireland. I think he might have been Belfast, which has been really. It might have Dublin or Belfast. I forget. It would only have to be those two places. I guess it'd have to be Dublin. And he said, "I'm Irish," which is the first thing you don't say because they think you're American. You know, right after that. And I support the IRA, and the place developed into a complete fucking riot unexpectedly because he doesn't know anything about Irish culture in the 80s when the fucking shit was still going on, right? And they had to pull him out. Like, could have been the more stupidest thing he had to say. But he was a young, fiery guy right there. Basically, he was trying to, like, show, there's mixed feelings about the IRA, you know, even in fucking murderers, dude. So, I mean, even if you're like me, like, you believe in the cause of the IRA, but you don't believe in the IRA, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, I'd like to see a free one Ireland again, too, but it's kind of a pipe dream. All right. Are you ready? That was an interesting chat. I don't think anybody wanted to hear me talk about Dave fucking Mustaine. They want to see this shit. Now, I purposely did not do a lot of studying on this guy. You know why I didn't? I want people to call me in if they know something I don't. I like having these conversations, and it might extend the show a little bit, maybe get a better show. Also, let you know we have a members only show right after that, where I can talk about shit like Dave Mustaine, because that's just me and the members. So it goes on right after the show. Members only. You got to be a member. Go in the community tab. There's your link, bitches, and you can chat.
I'm going to put it in the chat too.
What's that?
I said I'm throwing it in the chat too.
Don't throw it in the chat, you stupid easier. Ass.
Why?
Because they're paying for it.
No, I'm saying I'm going to put them to be a member link. Not the fucking, not the stream. I'm not that dumb. Oh. I'm not Vault.
Yeah, or Kite. Sorry. You know what it is? I've been watching these videos all day.
This is Super Today we jump you onto this microwave. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. So try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop. Fuck this shit! Oh.
I like to watch him suffer.
Can we go back? Can we see that roll again?
Yes.
That had to fucking
There's
hurt,
no way that did hurt. No way that did hurt. Say what you want about this guy, but he's probably tougher than you.
So try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop. Fuck this shit!
He's
He
out.
knocked himself out. He wasn't out, but he's in so much pain he couldn't move. Maybe.
Oh god, dude.
Spit out blood. Oh fucking god.
This
One more whoop whoop.
I want to get right. Do you ever do this? That was kind of a sick fuck. Like right there.
Oh god.
So this is Superhuman. He has 148,000 subscribers. I don't. There you go. I mean, work real hard, put a team together, try to make people laugh, get a few classic moments. Not if you can fucking jump into a goddamn microwave off a.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person.
Real-talk. It looks like God. It looks like Gaelic. Thanks, Ari. The fuck kind of name is that? Thanks to the Bucks, bro.
What's his most popular video?
I couldn't find because he hasn't playlist unlocked. But this is Jeff Hardy into flower pots.
This is Super Human 2 show. Today I'll be doing a full flip out to fire pots. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. Don't try this.
Was you shocked to find out he liked Insane Clown Posse?
This is juggalos and juggalettes.
I was just like, wow, I would never put this guy in that hand. You know, I figured he was into Rush, like the song The Trees. I just assumed. I mean, call me crazy. And then I love the retard pump up skill. It's the best part. Somebody should put a montage together of the retard get pumped. And I imagine you have to get pumped to do something this stupid.
So hold on, hope you like it.
Hope you like it. Okay, here it is. Takes his shirt off, growls like an animal, runs his fingers through his hair. Which, by the way, I understand all this. Like, you'd have to do this. Like, you don't laugh at him.
He's powering up, dude.
Yeah. He's just about to jump. Look at this. He hopes you like it, by the way.
Fuck this shit!
No hesitation.
Oh, shit!
See, I think that's a more recent one. This is from January 28th. I believe that he's faking it now. I don't think he's in that much pain. I think he's just like, people like to see him suffer. Age restricted. What the fuck? They do that now?
Well, I'm sure he's hurt himself. Quote unquote.
Backyard wrestling.
You know, in their eyes. That's not.
Yeah, I remember
they're
the
gonna
day.
make that.
Kaiser.
Kids are gonna see this.
The Black Mustaine scene makes Dame. Yes, we know that. I'm not a big fan of black metal. Kite is, because he's Scandinavian and a raging drug addict. Now, you might say to yourself with the Superhuman, oh, come on, how many of these can you watch? There is diversity in his content. Let's check this out. Do we have a box opening here? Let's see, a review, an actual review of. But I'm a personal fan of the box openings. So let me just scroll down and like Batista. No, this is a review. I want the box opening. Well, maybe these. Okay, let me see. Is this?
Hey, Superhuman TV show today.
All right, this is a box opening, and you know, a lot of people like this. I'm sorry, there, retard. I mean, human. There's a lot of people like these box openings. They even have a box opening therapy site, and you know, the best box opener of all time is certainly iDubbbz, but I don't know if anybody can hold a candle to this guy. He really gives insight. Check it out.
Superhuman TV show today. We'll be unboxing Batista. This is for Juggalos and Juggalettes. Whoop whoop. Hope you like it. This is the front. This is the back.
Well, you know, now you know. I mean, don't complain. Let's see if we get that again.
Whoop whoop. Hope you like it. This is the front.
This is the front.
This is
the back.
Now let's unbox him.
All right.
Amazing.
You know what I like about this kid? He doesn't rip off of the thing or anything like that. He gets right to it. And where we are, Batista.
Comes with an extra pair of
Guardians of the Galaxy.
microphone, a hat, and sunglasses. Now let's look at the figure. I really like his head scan. His tattoos are amazing.
And he would know. See, you know, you might call that dead air, but sometimes commentary is not always necessary. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, take it in. Take it in.
Tattoos right there. Some tattoos right there.
The finer points.
I give this figure a 10. Whoop whoop. Hope you like it.
My God! My God!
Let's see some. I want to see more front flips.
I agree. Coffin drop into barbed wire ladder. I'm okay with that
This
one.
is Superhuman TV show.
Oh my God.
Today I'll be tripping you to barbed wire
fuck.
ladders. This is for Juggalos and Juggalettes. Don't try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop. Fuck this shit. Whoop whoop.
Coffin drop into a lightning tubes. That's maybe we should just let this play out. You know what I mean?
This is Superhuman TV show
tubes.
today.
What is that?
Jumping on
Fucking
to
Light
our
tubes, not lightning
Lights.
tubes.
Juggalos and Juggalettes. Don't try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
Why do I get the face? This one, he's not really afraid of the pain in this one. He knows this is not going to be that big a deal. Oh no, he was wrong. He's getting into it. The hair pull.
Fuck this shit.
All right.
Whoop whoop.
Oh. Getting healed with his with the plastic chair, Mick Foley style.
Show today, I'm gonna do a flying over on two Pikachu.
Is he wearing the glove?
Juggalos and Juggalettes. Don't try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
Wait, sock.
Fuck this shit. No. What the fuck? Oh. Oh. The fuck?
Hey, Superhuman.
You sold that pretty well. Hold on. To be fair, you have a very low IQ to understand the single. What do you mean?
You're not wrong.
I don't know. We talked about magnets one time. You know, what are they? I don't believe it. What was the magnets thing? That was great. Magnets, what the fuck are they? How did they work? I don't know. Some shit like that. How did that go?
I don't even know. I didn't listen.
I'm gonna beat your ass out of rugby, Mick Foley, the 99 Royal Rumble, bitch.
Can't fake those.
Yeah! Yeah! Oh, hey, good friend Paul. How you doing, mate? Yeah!
Oh, is he Australian?
Oh my God.
See, I couldn't get through his accent. Is he Australian? Because those guys are Australian.
Yeah! What's going on here? That's my friend. You can't do that.
I'm a Ginger Alley.
Oh, nice to meet you.
So he's probably in some wrestling
I
camp.
was gonna say some type of gym.
Yeah, flying elbow drop into a wheelbarrow full of Legos and toy cars.
Oh my God.
So today we're jumping onto Legos and toy cars. This is for Juggalos
I need to know more about this guy.
and Juggalettes.
Good, hold
Don't
those
try this
Legos.
at home, I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
He's Australian, I guess.
Fuck this shit!
Oh my God. He's dead.
He didn't knock himself
He's
out.
dead.
I like to watch him suffer. Why is that? Maybe because
I was gonna say, are they gonna ring the bell?
maybe it's really fucking stupid to do this type of thing. I don't know. Maybe call me crazy.
I mean, is it not funny to watch people get hurt on the
We've
internet?
seen this one already. Sorry, I'm being picky here. I know, but
Like to see the
Jesus.
finer things.
Yes, I'm all about the finer stuff. This shit moves me. Let's see. Being hit by gaslight tubes, getting an attitude adjustment. Let's see him take a wrestling move.
This is Superhuman TV show. I'm with Gifford Paul. He's gonna attitude adjust me onto a ball.
With who?
I don't know, because my fucking shit's pausing. I don't know. I should have done a fucking more
This is
video.
for Juggalos and Juggalettes. Do not try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop!
That's dangerous, dude.
Fuck this shit!
Oh my God, dude.
Top 5 superhuman stunts ever. I hope this is from him.
This is him?
I hope they're stealing his shit. No, introducing the star of our show, the amazing, the terrifying, death-defying. Oh, come on, Windows Media Maker, Windows Movie Maker, Super Humman. Humman?
I don't even
The
know.
best 5 stunts to date. Running into the dumpster NFL style. This might be
Today I'm
good.
gonna be running into that dumpster. This is for Juggalos and Juggalettes. Do not try this at home.
Oh, he's got the ice.
Can I try it somewhere other than home? He doesn't get.
Oh my God. that
Yeah,
run.
I could. Yeah, right. It's a Boback special.
Today I'm gonna do a full flip onto power branches. This is for Juggalos and Juggalettes. Do not try this at home, and I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Oh my fucking God! Oh!
Hot sauce thumbtack belly
Today I'm
flop.
taking hot sauce and belly flop onto thumbtacks. This is for Juggalos and Juggalettes. Don't try this at home, and I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. What is he doing? What the?
Shit.
Is he drinking hot?
Oh my God!
Fuck this shit! Ah! This is for Juggalos and Juggalettes. Don't try this at home, I hope you like it.
What are you watching?
Fuck this shit! Ah!
And finally, number 1. Jumping off an 8-foot ladder through
A
a
burning,
burning table? You know, there's people.
All right.
I can watch.
Do not try this at home! Woo woo!
Oh my God. He's getting up quick. Turned.
Good.
Nah, see, that guy didn't sound Australian. Thank you to Brace the
Brace.
Soul for doing what he does. The Windows Movie Maker
brave.
shit here. I don't think he's very good. I would rather edit his videos. I think I would do a better job, and I am by no means a great editor. Oh, these are best of all time lists. I want to go back to so I'm also interested, like, if you guys if you know something about this guy, I'm interested in hearing about it. Like, what's his fucking problem? That comes to mind. What else do we got here?
Well, I think he may like wrestling. I think that's one factor of it.
Oh, yes. Getting a tattoo just in cactus bricks? Nah.
Hold on, click the thing where it says videos right under subscribe.
Yeah, it's a little
And
John
then do the
Moxley
most
style.
popular.
Buy a Super Hoot Unique trading card.
What? Is it
I'll
Pokemon?
pass. I'll pass. Flying elbow into pro wrestling loot box. And maybe that's how he's making his dough. I don't know. Hits like these, he could do advertisements for sure.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, usually you don't get good money from. You don't get any money from being age restricted. Buy a shoe. All right, so maybe maybe you should buy him a shirt, huh? Front flip downhill. Yeah, I think I have to.
This is Superhuman TV Show. Today I'm gonna be doing a full flip down this hill.
If something happens to him, YouTube may have a problem. You know that? Because, you know, it's good. Here's the headline: disabled man meets his end through some YouTuber.
I can already see it.
Yeah.
You're right. I can already see it.
You know what I
CNN.
mean? CNN.
Oh no.
He was a disabled man, and this guy takes some chances.
I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
I couldn't do.
This.
Wait.
No.
Where's that trumpet?
That wasn't
Wait,
like
go
the most
back.
hardcore one.
Did you hear the trumpet?
It was a trumpet, yeah.
I couldn't tell what it was playing, but I just heard a trumpet out of nowhere, and then he fucking throws himself down the hill.
He got Jeff Hardy style.
Could somebody play taps for me?
Getting power bombed into tube tables. One of my favorite moves. Oh, let's get Superhuman makes his in-ring debut.
Superhuman was about to touch Joey Ryan's dick.
What?
And he tried again, being stopped by all the competitors in the match.
Oh my God, what are we witnessing? This is a circus.
There's a reason why they call him.
I have waited so long for this match. This is a circus.
Oh!
Double clothesline! Oh my God!
The power of the penis, Greg. It compels you.
What wrestling fucking show is this? The power of the penis? Oh, look, there's Tonka.
Fred Paul throwing Superhuman into the ring.
Superhuman in. Two.
It's girl.
Wait a second. Superhuman sneaking in.
Pin on Shark Boy.
Two. Fuck this
Pin
shit.
on Chuckles.
Fuck this shit.
Kick out.
Fuck
on
this shit.
He
Pin on
dares.
Joey Ryan. Wow.
Superhuman.
4 near falls in this match by Superhuman.
I wouldn't have bothered going for the Donga Steel.
The crowd was chanting, fuck this shit. Joey gonna push him right out of the ring.
And Joey Ryan is.
Wait a second. Good for Paul. Good for Paul.
He's
Low
back.
blow. Low blow.
He broke his arm. He broke his arm. He broke his arm.
He broke his arm. That's different.
Arm on his penis.
What kind of
You can tell that's in the middle of a hotel, too.
Superhuman just entered the ring.
Wait. Is he a superhuman?
Oh!
He grabbed it. He grabbed it. Oh! His back. Oh! His back is giving He got him.
The Superhuman.
He took the shirt off. He took the shirt off.
Duck the clothesline.
Oh my God! Joey Ryan! Go for it! Into the cover! 2, 3, Superhuman
ARW, the greatest wrestling promotion of all time. Did they age restrict that too? No, they didn't. because it's like just regular. It's because it's not backyard. Go figure.
I've seen some bad backyard wrestling matches.
Yeah.
You could find some
them.
cringe on here.
I actually hate backyard wrestling.
Oh my god! You see these ones where these people create their own little entrances and everything.
I mean, I don't mind them doing that. I don't like seeing untrained people get hurt. I mean, I'm a little.
Yeah,
I'm not like
two apartment complex.
See, I don't know how many people. I know a little bit about what goes on. I'm not no Takasaw. But I do.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
I know it's gonna be hard to say. Well, I'm not going that direction. I just don't feel like it.
Who wins?
What? Lieutenant Cobra. I have a respect for what these guys do and what they train, and I know it's probably just after seeing that you're probably like, why? Because there is a discipline to it, and if it's presented correctly, it could be presented in a ridiculous way like this, and it could be presented in another way, but unfortunately, I admit it's mostly ridiculous. So, but I do have respect for the athletes, the discipline. You can't just jump in a ring. I'm sure every wrestler hates the fact that, even at this level, they hate the fact that Superhuman's in the ring, because I'm sure he didn't train or anything. But I know it's not just a matter of being big or going in there. There's actually some pretty spectacular athletes that put on amazing shows. And, when I see backyard wrestling, I just, like, why? You're not even getting a check for this shit. It's
Kicking
stupid.
each other's ass for the fun of it.
Yeah, you're kicking each other for the fun of it, and it's just, I'm sorry, if someone's going to hit me with a motherfucking chair, I'm getting a paycheck. And I'm going to know what I'm doing and know how to earn. That's just like, it's just me. Not just, I mean, I'm sure Superhuman gets off. I mean, look, everybody do what they want, but I think I would stop a family member from doing this. Yeah. I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't even stop my son for going to wrestling school. Yeah. But this does get on my nerves a little bit. But to each his own, and I will enjoy them. I will enjoy Superhuman from hurting himself. But I think backyard wrestling in general is just fucking, like, these are one single stage stunts. I just think, we're wrestling every Saturday and fucking getting hit with this shit. Fuck that. I mean, this is just one bump a day. These guys do 2-3 bumps a match that, real pros would never think about doing unless it was WrestleMania.
You don't think he backlogs? There's
What's
like
that?
5 or 6 of them in a day.
I want to start taking calls. Somebody come in. I mean open phones. If any of you fucking pussies out there and like to come at me on Twitter, you want to come and be, I'm actually in the mood to fight. I would love to talk to you. Because you always seem to have me on there. I would love it. So don't sing it, bring it. And that's all days, by the way. Especially anytime the phones are off. I think of one more and I'm done, because I want to do the member stream. I want to be ready for that. I want to make sure I get to that on time. Let's see. Getting chopped by a good friend. No.
Fully Max says, that's it, I'll fight Tommy.
You'll fight me?
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
How many bumps did you do with Keemstar? I never did coke in my life.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I'm strictly, I would tell you if I did coke. For sure. All right, here we go.
This shit! Come on!
Dave said this is brutal. He went to wrestling school.
Ah!
Come on, get out. It's only one. It's only one.
Damn it!
I was hoping to get a few. I was hoping to get a few. Nah.
This is Superhuman TV show. I'm with my good friend Paul. He's got AA me into the dumpster. This is fun. Juggalos and juggalettes. Don't try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Fuck this shit!
Oh my god.
Drinking hot salt and running into a metal gate. No wonder these guys are YouTube. I love YouTube. I really do. Josh Patrick's American. Last one.
Juggalos and juggalettes. Do not try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. So he's not Australian. Almost looks like South Jersey back there. NFL style. Ah, it sucked. He knows it sucked. He doesn't care.
Head first.
Head first. Yeah, put your head. He's gonna do this. Yeah, put your head through the thing. He picked up the sand.
I need to melt.
I need some milk.
All right, everybody, go check out. You know, if you ever,
That's a lot of money.
if
I
you
guess,
really hate
for a
the
person of
autistic
color.
and ever mad at them, I would go to Superhuman. Oh my God, I had commentator Edwards in the chat. If you're ever irritated with the autistic, and longtime fan, big time fan, longest time, you've been around since 2017, I think, right, Josh?
No, I've been around since Baited,
Baited,
maybe
right?
Like the 4th episode.
I started noticing.
Yeah, like the grade.
I started,
like the grade A under A episode.
You're the perfect fan. You post on every episode, and you always have a comment. You don't just go post to help Tommy in the views. You post on absolutely everything.
Yeah. I'm a big fuckhead for sure.
You are.
But, I wanted to get.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, I was just gonna say, I wanted to get your opinion on Discount Daniel Craig. You know, fucking the dude that tried to expose the Legion, quote unquote.
Oh, Daniel Craig. I got it. I did watch. I watched both his videos. Me and Verse went into today. I don't think Augie and Bobax should have done a video on him because he's so incredibly disingenuous, and he accused us of exactly what he did. I mean, at one point in the one video I watched today is like, let's just start how we noticed him in the beginning. When he put a tweet out that me, Bobax, and Augie and Nick were simply chasing crowd by criticizing. In other words, we had no argument with him. There's no argument out there. And in order to say that, you have to honestly look at the first interview in 2018 and the most recent interview and come away that I was somehow rude or mean or anything like that, or let's just face it, we didn't agree to disagree on the thing. It's like, you know, I've never said that Nerd City couldn't have an opinion where he thought regulation would be best for YouTube and talking to reporters and all. I never said that. What I said was it contradicts past statements. It contradicts what he's doing. And if you also listen to this, because the big thing is with the broadcasting, and again, he accused me of doing what he more than likely did. When we first covered Nerd City's Jake Paul video in 2018, the question wasn't whether Nerd City was a liar or something like that. It was actually whether he was pretty much misinformed about the laws in the United States and the fact that it doesn't, like, broadcasting is completely different than internet. The FCC doesn't cover internet, right? Now, we just, at the time, you know, he's my biggest donor. I consider him a friend. I like talking to him. I'm super impressed by his thing. And Verse simply asks him to clarify, and he snaps at him. Yeah, and you can see my reaction. It's a different time. It's like a different time. There's no way that I would have,
That's
like,
a lot of money,
in
I guess,
any sane world, like, challenged him, like, disrespectfully. And in fact, if you remember, if you actually watch it, I thought Verse was being a little jumpy with him, right? I said, Verse, let him talk. Mm-hmm. And then Verse, could you clarify himself? When
you're being fair to both.
I was. I felt like I kind of had to, you know. And I didn't really have a problem. Sure. I didn't really have a problem with the criticisms of Jake Paul in the video. I was worried about being unwanted regulation to the website by kind of asking for it. And, you know, we just thought maybe he fucked up and he just couldn't come clean and admit it. And remember, we're not the only ones that mentioned that. It was William DeFranco. But Nerd shows this entirely shocked anybody that this thing. A lot of shit happens in this show on YouTube that people, like, you'd be shocked. Everybody's jaw dropped. And you could see, I remember, like, almost blacking out. I put my hand on my face, like, what am I going to do? Like, what kind of position that I'm in? So he couldn't have watched that. You know, he couldn't have watched that. And the question was this. So Nick got all mad about the way he happened. And that's when the real rude Dr. Douchebag stuff came in. If you watch Nick's video, there's nothing. And the assumption is Nerd may have made a mistake. And this is a criticizable mistake because it might do undue registration. Might bring undue or unwanted regulation. which I think it has. And I indirectly through him. I do think it has. I don't think it's any coincidence.
Yeah, there's like a difference if there's like, you know, legit pedophiles or something on YouTube and they need, you know, they need to be shut down or regulated or whatever, but
yeah, well, that's
just,
I don't think that's a big priority.
Ridiculous.
I think Jake Paul and Lele Paul is a much bigger priority. So that happens, and then, you know, there's this incident in November. Like, well, there's an incident I haven't brought up yet, but I did blow it off in August. Willie Mack said when they were all sitting around drinking, I guess Wang and all them, and you know, not just Wang. I don't want to say like Wang was. I don't know if Wang heard it, but and this is maybe where I got confused. Maybe it was chat on the phone that I got confused about Alex. I'm not sure. I couldn't find any evidence of it for sure, but maybe it's actual vocal conversation. But I just seem to remember, although I can't prove it, that we had a conversation about Alex, and he only suggested that I was going too hard on him. But I went back and looked at my DMs; they weren't there. So maybe this is my memory failing me. And I remember him feeling like, you know, why are you doing this? And like him being sort of resistant to what Nick and I were doing, which we're saving somebody's career, and from false rape allegations. And it seemed weird. And this I can prove with my DMs. He was also resistant of us criticizing guys like Marriott, and not Marriott specifically, but Marriott and me got in a fight. But guys like Jake on the James Charles stuff, where he was falsely accused. So maybe that's what I'm confusing with. He thought we were like going too hard on the people that were basically telling people James Charles did something he didn't do. You know, that this is just a massive pile-on.
Well established.
Yeah, there's a massive pile-on, and YouTube changed the rules for Social Blade because of it. I really think that had something to do with it. Because you had this bandwagon effect. And I know we've benefited from the Social Blade switching. Because we don't have a bandwagon effect anymore. It's pretty, you know, it's actually probably more accurate now that they hide it. Because you don't get the bandwagoners on or off. And what a shock when they got rid of it. We're a 40K channel. That's probably, you know, really would have been a 50K channel by now, at the very least. So, you know, if you know, you have that situation, apparently, like, out of nowhere, according to Willie Mack, he just started fucking bad-mouthing me and Nick, which I kind of blew off, and I asked him, come on. And he's like, nah, man, he's bad-mouthing too. And so I was like, what happened? And I guess he told him he gave him a look or said something to him, like, nerd thought he was, you know, you're not talking to the right guy, you know. And I put that together, and then in November, you know, I had nothing to do with Nick's fucking rampage on Twitter. Nick has every right to criticize him, by the way. I had nothing to do with that. I said nothing. I didn't speak out on the regulation stuff, and I get this slew of DMs telling me what a rotten motherfucker I am, that I unleash all these guys. They're all like downwind of me. They have no agency themselves. And I said, I sent him a really angry message. You want to hear it? Do you want to hear what I sent him? And let me give you an idea how mad I was at him, because I really didn't like it. Because, you know, I'm walking this line. He is a big donor. I'm walking this line. I know he's entitled to his opinion, but this is, you know, this is like,
but you're the puppet master.
This is right. Yeah. And by the way, this isn't during the interview when he came back the second time. And by the way, I asked him to be on. He wouldn't do it, but we never made him come on. We weren't chasing his clout.
He would only
come on when there was like criticism of him. So I said, I'm going to play it for the first time right now. Like, this is how angry I was. This is when I kept my mouth shut. This is after I kept my mouth shut about being talked shit about a VidCon that Willie Mack and a couple either. This is what I sent to him. You know, I really don't appreciate at all whatsoever you speaking to me in this matter, accusing me of being a backstabbing creep. Going by manipulating people. I mean, it really doesn't say no. I mean, I don't need to. I can't manipulate Nick. He's an adult. He's in a master's program. He's already
he's his own fucking beast altogether.
Graduated. So. Yeah, I mean, really. Like, what can I do?
Yeah.
College. This idea that I'm sitting there pulling all the strings because I had some fucking hard on you, and you know what? This is 2 months before he comes on the second time. 2 months. So he knows I'm angry about this, and from what I understand. Any YouTuber that would listen, Tommy, I'm your friend, I'm your guy, I worry about shot for the point, that's why I put that Patreon, I want what's best for you, and he tells everybody else I'm a piece of shit, including Blair. He called Blair that at VidCon too, apparently. So, like, what a guy.
Yeah.
Made the mistakes of so many others in the past that have.
I'll get back to
you haven't
fucking
even cost me, and I haven't even cost you.
Mick Douchebag in Scotland.
You sit there and say to a
Should I say Mac Douchebag?
avoid criticism. You sit there and say that there's some underlining financial motive that we're doing. There's no real criticism against you. There's nothing reasonable against you. It's all for money. What am I going to get from you? 4,000 or 5,000 hits on a podcast? Is it really going to make that much of a fucking difference? No, it's not. If those guys have questions for you, they have questions for you. And yes, I would rather see you argue with somebody that's going to get a master's degree than somebody who has a mental disability like Bobax. I would much rather have seen you defended yourself that way. And from what I can see, basically, I don't see that your public the way I took your thing is like, look, you're doing this for the kids. What Jake Paul was doing around, you knew there were risks. All right. Now you're running around saying 20 different fucking things. That's your fucking problem. If I wanted to call you out, I'd call you out on that. But sit there and
not to mention that
suggest
video wasn't much of a thought patrol. It was just fucking trying to get regulators.
Yeah. Well, here, this is what I'm getting to. I know this is a long way to get to the explanation, but this is what I'm getting to. We thought that he was just mistaken and I'm too embarrassed because he was such a big YouTuber to admit it. Then we found him disingenuous in November by saying one thing and a hypocritical. I now believe, and this is what that stupid Mick Douchebag didn't understand, right? That the reason that I brought up the argument that he was talking shit behind my back, right, and then telling me, that's why I got so mad when I saw Augie's fucking tweet, DMs, because it's the same horse shit that he was doing to me. He was manipulating me as well, right? That this guy, that we don't believe he was mistaken. We don't believe he's a hypocrite. We now believe that he deliberately did this. Deliberately. And if you look at the whole thing, this thing's illegal to do in the UK and the UJ, and then he leaves out the context that if it was on television. And he never says that in the video. Never ever says that. Dummies? And that's all Verse was trying to point out. And that's all we said. Then he goes on No Jumper and he sits there and goes, well, I'm not one of these regulation guys and blah, blah, blah. Well, shit. And it's the same night he had the argument with Nick. And we refused to ask Nick's question because he's a fucking coward.
Jesus
He's
Christ.
a fucking coward. And keep in mind, I'm doing this for clout. Hey, Mick Douchebag, why did I keep my mouth shut for 6 months?
Yeah, if you were doing it for clout, you wouldn't talk shit about a big
And then in the fucking video, he says that it's okay to chase. In the fucking video, he says it's okay to chase clout, right? That it's okay to punch up once in a while. What the fuck were we doing? And I'm doing it. Here's the thing: I'm not gaining anything of it. I'm losing $50 a month. Stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So he goes, we're punching up. And later in the video, he said he never accused us of chasing clout. And the entire tweet that started this whole chain was us calling me, Bobax, Augie, and and Nick chasing clout. He goes, well, I never accused you of that anyway. Yeah, no, he just realized he was stupid. He contradicted himself in the same fucking video. So, and when he said, well, I brought a bunch of stuff up that had nothing to do, like how I'd been treated by him with, I brought a bunch of stuff that had absolutely nothing to do with the argument at hand. No, it had everything to do with the argument at hand. The argument is we think he's lying because he lied to us, because he's manipulated us, because he says one thing to us privately and another thing in public. So we no longer believe he's mistaken. We think he's trying to bring about regulation directly. And I didn't treat him. I agreed to disagree with him in 2018, and I laughed at him when he fucking. I laughed at him, after he's trying to have this nuanced fucking argument over saying one thing on No Jumper and saying another thing after this Ray-lej Pons video, which clearly begs for regulation. And then we find out on top of that, and since Ray-lej Pons stuff, 90% of it is suitable for kids. Which you would think she was making pornography. So we find that lie out too. So, I mean, it's like one stacks after another. After a while, we don't think he's stupid. We think he's manipulative. We think he's lying to us and using us. So that's why I showed that, Mick Douchebag. He's lying to me privately. He's calling everybody I know a rat. That's costing me money. That's costing me trust. And I've kept my mouth shut for the better part of 6 months. And all I did in 2018 is ask him to clarify himself. And I really think what the fact was, when Verse said, clarify yourself, he knew he couldn't do that.
because that would have blown the whole thing up. That would have blown. He certainly can say he was pro regulation, and he was in a bad spot, and he couldn't say that he didn't know, because he would have been stupid. So stupid or malicious, take your choice. So that's why I brought that up. But he didn't understand the context because he didn't watch my videos. He only, or if he did, he only saw what he wanted to see. He was treated fine, and at the end of both videos, we agreed to disagree. It was only the coming days when I start getting all these leaks from chats where he's telling me what a rotten fuck I am. What am I, on the phone with Augie and Bobax every night? And that fucking whole thing got blown up because Bobax just stabbed me in the back. So I was right.
Exactly.
Bobax just stabbed me in the back. He said it was attacking a child. I'm attacking a 16-year-old teenager that's a fucking freak.
Yeah.
You know?
A fucking kid who...
And I hope he gets hit by a bus. And I know his parents are going to find him OD'd one day. I'm absolutely sure of it. Please clip it for your next video. Like, he's a horrible person. You know,
going around calling people pedos. What do you expect?
And everybody's mad at me for wanting him to get hit by a bus because he's going around ruining fucking people's lives and hiding behind the joke card. Well, you know what I did today? I called his fucking mom and pretended to be an English cop and told him he's dead. Just a joke, just a joke, just a joke, just a joke. Was that funny? I mean, give me a fucking break.
Bruh,
I didn't do that. I honestly
dead ass hilarious.
But yeah, that's my point. That's my point. I get a different standard because I'm an adult. In some sense, I'm understanding of it. But I think this kid's long crossed the fucking line. That's about the only thing he said right about me. I am not a nice guy. There's no doubt about that. I put up with so little bullshit you can't imagine. So
that's what we love about you.
Like, he couldn't understand the context of this guy fucking saying all this rotten shit behind my back because he saw those two videos and somehow came to the conclusion, A, that we weren't friends, and B, that I was stabbing in the back, and there were just a bunch of fucking questions. That's exactly what you're punching up. Okay, I get that. You're right, you're punching up. So were we. And to sit there and you tossed our arguments away based on fucking clout. And then when turned around and called out, he's, well, I'm doing it too. I think the guy's a retard.
Yeah.
I think he's an utter fucking retard.
I have a conspiracy, though. Do you think that Scottish dude is Lieutenant Cobra's dad?
No. I don't know. Lieutenant Cobra's dad is not mad enough to have Celtic blood. But no. I just think the guy hears what he wants to hear. He desperately wants it, and he's like a complete and total dipshit. I mean, they were quote tweeting him. And he's a word cop too. I hate word cops. Well, he said, "Oh, that's gay, therefore he's homophobic." He hates gay people because he said, if I tell you something, he wanted to make another video on Augie because Augie keeps saying gay. There's going to be an LGBT genocide in Texas.
Yeah,
if Augie's continuing to do this shit.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the guy's. You know what it is? I think he's just a lame-o. I think he should have been ignored by Augie and Bobax. But Bobax has such a fucking thin skin, clearly. And I guess slow news. And Augie is slow news day. It's been really, really slow. So.
Right. Yeah.
What do you do? But yeah, that's where I stand on that. Like, I was fair. I was tough, but I was fair, and we walked away friends both times. And the guy was fucking stabbing me in the back. So I think after we get enough lying and enough fucking behind the scenes, here's a new one. I got to say this. By the way, McDouchebag, he has been sucking off Willie Mack, giving him giant slobbering blowjobs, not to make a video on him. Giant slobbering. That's why it's been delayed, by the way. He's been giving him giant, slobbering, disgusting, fucking ejaculated blowjobs full of guilt trips. So that's why the video never came out. I think that's changed after the Super Bowl. But that's where it is. So like, Nerd City is exactly what he said or tried to say. I just tried to ruin him, is what he tried to do. He is the backstabber. He is the puppet master. And all we did was ask him a couple questions because we're politically opposed to that kind of stuff. Let's be honest. Me and Augie and Nick are probably unapologetically right-leaning. So we're going to be ideologically opposed to almost all regulations in most cases. And that's fine if people disagree with us. It's not like I'm not one of these people like, oh, you're a liberal, get out of here, man. Fuck you, SJW. That's not me. That's not me at all. But it's just like, like this guy doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He doesn't understand internet culture. People were calling me based. I'm not racist. No, they're being sarcastic, douchebag. They're taking your fucking stupid takes, calling them based, because when you're called based, it usually means you don't give a fuck about political correctness. And that's putting it lightly. There's a bunch of other ways, too. I probably sound like a boomer now. But you didn't even know you were being fucking goofed on. So I don't know why they paid him a bit of fucking attention.
You're good.
But he got one thing right. Bobex is a snake.
Sorry, you're kind of cutting off on me. My fucking.
All right, he got one thing right. Bobex is a snake. He's clearly a fucking snake. All you gotta do is look at the title. You know. All right, I'll talk to you later. Good talking to you, man.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
Good call. I love that guy.
Yeah, I always see his comments.
Let's see. That's the way I feel about this shit. You know, it's like I'm always this fucking clout chasing, backstabbing piece of shit. Like nobody knows how much shit that I fucking swallow, you know, just to kind of move on. I'm not running around fucking calling out everybody I see. I never fight in Twitter anymore because that's just a waste of time and a good way to get banned. You know, and I, you know, these people that are, you know, I've been telling you guys about it for years now. These people that say you're your friends, they're not. And I would have never believed in a million years because what the fuck does Nerd City mean for? He's like one of the most talented guys on the platform. You know, but I think he proved. The reason he didn't answer verse in 2018 because it would have blown his cover. Because he had to say one of two things. I made a mistake or I'm trying to bring revelation to YouTube. And I think clearly when I saw those fucking I'm your fucking bed, I want best of your shit with Augie. And I know he doesn't have the same relationship with me that he did with Augie. That's when I realized this is bullshit. And of course the creme de la creme is the big slobbering disgusting blowjobs that he's been giving Mac. And then we have the blocking, we have the fucking talking to fans, you know, behind our back. That's one thing Bobex had the right to be pissed off about, you know. And well, there you go. That's how I feel about this, you know, McDouchebag. You know, I don't know why he's given so much attention to begin with. I mean, the only thing he really could do is basically, he said that we were deliberately, that's all he really said. He accuses us of misunderstanding the argument, but every time we put the argument in front of him, he would just dismiss it and said we misunderstood the argument. It's just a fucking cycle. Circular reasoning, I think it's called. You know? So, I mean, I'm not terribly impressed by the guy. I don't really care how many videos he makes on me or, you know, whatever. If he ever does again, he doesn't respect me. Get in fucking line, dude. You know, I mean, but yeah, he heard what he wanted. I think he lied in the video as well because he said he didn't. At one point, he said he didn't do research, but he said nobody understood his. Like whenever he fucks up, nobody understands. Whenever Nerd City fucks up, nobody understands. At one point, that he said that I didn't know Nerd City lied up until this point, and now that I have this new information, I say that he made an error. So he either mistaking or lying. That's pretty much what we're saying. He's mistaken or lying. And he did lie. And he's going around fucking, you know, pulling every fucking string he can, giving slobbering blowjobs. You know, I mean, he's got fucking Vega leaning on me. And when I wouldn't cooperate anymore, when I wouldn't call the dogs off that I never had possession of in the first place, he unfollowed me like the bitch that he is. That's the way I feel about it. I think I was mistreated, to be perfectly honest with you. And I'm not going to sit here and fucking cry about it. You know, I say a lot of rotten shit. But I don't do a lot of rotten shit. You know, you never catch me doing or manipulating or trying to get it or doing what Keemstar does. And like, if I don't have any news, make some. I don't do that shit. I say rotten shit, but I don't really do rotten shit behind the scenes. In fact, I'm pretty much cut off from everybody. And the only guys I talk to, the only really YouTubers I talk to is when they're like, I'm talking to Luxury Dark and I'm talking to Jay Station tonight. By the way, we're going to record that. We're going to record an interview tonight on Shot from the Point News. We're going to talk about Jay's arrest or as much as he's allowed to talk about. Go check it out on the other channel. Exciting. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be 101. We got the whatchamacallit show that happened in here. So yeah, I'm like that. That's why I showed you that, dude. He's like telling us one thing and doing another, and I don't know how you couldn't have figured that out because the way I treated him. The only thing in the second interview, I fucking laughed at him. I mean, it's ridiculous. I thought that was ridiculous, and he has every right to do that. He has every right to work with the media. He has every right to do everything that he said to do. I just don't think it's good for YouTube. And I was pointing out he would have sounded like me a fucking year ago. And instead of saying like I've changed my views, he just basically said it's just more. He just repeats that it's more nuanced than that, and repeats the same point over and over and over and over again. And if we say anything bad about him or put verses in a fucking thumbnail, he can't take it. He can't take being challenged. He can't take being mocked. And if you want to be in fucking YouTube, you better be handled taking mocked. He was mad at me because I was going like this. I mean, get the fuck out of here. Grow a fucking set of balls, you pussy. I don't know how anybody could come away from any of those things and see that I was not fair. And at both times said, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You've done a lot for my channel. And he was nothing but a dick to Verst. And then he was nothing but a dick to me. And then, yeah, something personal came up that I'd be keeping fucking to myself. Jay Station is a wife beater like Johnny Depp. Hashtag believe women. IBS fan. All right, let's put Leader in here. What do you got? What do you got, Leader?
So I want to ask you a question, Tommy, if that's all right. How have you been? Have you been?
Oh, I'm fine. Yeah.
What? Sorry. What's like the latest on like the Nerd City drama? Like, what is like the very last thing that's happened in like the chronological like timeline
of what? Of Nerd?
So yeah, of Nerd.
The only thing I've heard, I can't. When I'm done with something, I'm done with something. So I was probably done with it offline. I've been, you know, I was really concentrating on the new channel lately. It's just really slowed. That's why you're not seeing 2-3 videos a day. The last thing I found out or heard, he was giving big, sloppy, disgusting, fucking, veiny, cocked blowjobs to Willie Mack. That's the last thing I heard. Otherwise, I had nothing to do with it. He unfollowed me. Did I cry about that? No. You know, and then the other thing was this guy that Nick and I think all of them paid way too much attention to this douchebag. You know, it's like he didn't really think he wasn't coming at us on. He didn't deserve to be talked to because he obviously hadn't taken the content and given us a fair shake. He hadn't looked into the history of it. Now, he couldn't have known what I've known offline, and that's fine. I would have given him a fair shake on that. But he starts the conversation off with calling us clout chasers, which is supposed to like disarm all of us, and then goes on about how it's okay, and then said he never really said that about us to begin with. Yes, that's how you got noticed. You know. And then he also treats like the group or the Legion which was a fucking joke. You know, is this tight-knit organization that, you know, he almost believing in his meme. Well, I guess Bobak shot that fucking down. He said I attacked a child. Isn't it a little accurate to call him a teenager, a junior in high school? You know? But you know, Martin Luther fucking autism could nail me with his fucking, you know, his tism rap. What do you call it? If it's racism, well, if it's racism, it's autism, right? Autism. He tried to he called me an autist and brought all his the wrath of all retarded friends, completely you know, and then you know fucking Nick and fucking Tipster went up and said, "Calm down, you fucking asshole." He had to apologize for that, but then you know he smelled a little like he smelled a little blood. Jumped on that fucking video, proving I fundamentally told you guys. I mean, I'm not going to be honest with you. I tried to ruin Bobak's a year ago with open folders and everything, and I tried to show you that it's like the more subs he gets, he's going to see others like ants. I've warned Augie to his face, and I actually said it right in front of Bobak's. He's going to fuck him one day, you know. And there's the proof. I hadn't since when I said the last time with Bobak's I was done with him. There was a few pot shots in between, but I have not been going on rants about him. This is the first one I've done in months. So when I said I was done with him, I'm done with him, right? And I was fine. I even stuck up for him with the Nerd City stuff, but he couldn't fucking resist. He absolutely couldn't fucking resist.
So wait, there's been like more on the whole like Bobak's front, like outside of that.
I don't know. I don't know. You know what it is? I don't fucking talk to anybody in that capacity very often. I'm not in their chat group. I'm not. This Legion thing is horse shit. Would we work together if we thought we were all doing the right thing? I think Bobak's would too, even still. Yeah. But it's not what he thinks it is. He's fucking lying, and he's lying deliberately, trying to ruin my reputation as some kind of manipulative cunt. And he's the manipulative cunt.
I mean, to be honest, I think...
You don't like it when there's a lot of in-house fighting. I'm not in the fucking house.
No, I agree with you. I was
talking to a chatter. I'm not in the house. I got my own house. My own problems. So... You know that's really what's going on. I've been trying to show you the more he grows, it's all about subs, your value as a human being and stuff. I explained this with open folder. I explained this behavior with like the whole Keemstar thing when he's begging to get unfollowed. I saw somebody that was a real fucking danger to other people. Everybody else said, "Oh, Tommy, you're just mad because he burned your shirt." No, look what he's willing to do, and we're seeing it now. And when he gets 100K and 200 fucking K, well, look out, Augie, you're gonna need a new co-host. I mean, the one thing he did in that video that was unbelievable, so that Scottish guy who he shouldn't have paid attention to at all, Bobax writes, "You're in the silver league of commentators, I'm in the big leagues." I was like, Jesus Christ, you want to prove him right? But that's fine. I don't care. That's Bobax. That's Bobax for you. Exactly what I've been telling you. He's been since fucking day one.
I will have to. What about the whole Bobax thing? Like when he had a go at you. He called you He's hanging around with a very edgy group of people, and I found his comments towards you where I think he called you he called you the word that's against disabled people.
Ableist or something. Well, he sucked the. Yeah, he took me out of context because I was criticizing the people that handled, not even her, Greta Thunberg, and tried to play Martin Luther autism. And he got smacked for that, So this, and I'll tell you something. I'll tell you what a snake, fucking Bobax is. He tells Augie and Nick exactly what he's doing at all times. It's pretty much he listens to Nick. Nick has a take, and it turns into a Twitter video. I mean, how many fucking under 100K guys were covered besides JF on all his Twitter beefs, besides me and JF? So this is the first time that he didn't tell Nick or Augie a thing.
And this is the one where he had to do the retraction.
Because they would have told him not to do it. They probably would have told him not to do it. And if he insisted, they would have told him not to do it because they didn't want to. But if he insisted on doing it, they would only say, well, if you're going to do it, make sure this. And if they have saw that fucking title, they would have definitely had a problem with that. And it probably doesn't help me that fucking Lieutenant Cobra will never hit puberty. Because it looks like a 12-year-old on there. A child YouTuber. He's not a child. He's 16 years old. I mean, if you want to have a problem with the way I talk to teenagers, okay, fine. I'm a piece of shit, whatever. But, I never did anything like wishing him dead and telling him he's a rotten motherfucker and all that. How many other times have I done that to other people and nobody gave a fuck? Oh, it's because he's a kid? Well, I tell you something. I mean, one of the reasons I'm furious is he's doing some of the same shit that I Am Alex is doing. And everybody's like, he's a kid, it's okay. No! It's not okay. It's not okay to triple down on that shit, and that's not okay to say it's a fucking joke. And for the last one, it's a joke. Yeah, I know. It's a fucking terrible joke. It's like if I called your mother up and pretended you were dead. That's a joke too, technically. So, what do you want? So, I got to be honest with you. I mean, I think a lot of people look at Bobax and, he is disabled and a lot of his folks and, he's kind of lovable looking and he looks pretty harmless. And I just, I've been around autistic people before. I've been around Tommy NC and I know they can be a little pretty self-centered and what have you, almost sociopathic at times, right? But the thing with Bobax and something I noticed with Tommy, right? I mean, Tommy's real self-centered and YouTube-centric and everything else. But he never wants to fucking hurt anybody. That's the difference with Bobax. That's why I think he's a horrible human being, because Bobax doesn't have that fucking discipline. If Tommy thinks he's turning somebody or somebody, he backs off. Bobax, he holds a grudge. So yeah, I don't think this has much to do with autism as much as it has to do with the mental makeup of his character, which is shit. That's what I believe, and that's what I was trying to show you guys a year ago. You all got sick of it. You told me to fucking shut up about it. And I will after this, I promise. And the last time I had it, when he tried his little Martin Luther autism, I did shut up about it. But it doesn't matter because the more that channel grows, the more that right there, you listen to Bobax, right? I'm going to be in one of your fucking exposed videos one day. You watch, right? Right here, right now. Remember this day, because when your exposed video comes, I'm going to be in it because I've been saying this since last year. And there's something very vicious. There's something very almost fucking psychotic about his quest to get even with people. It's almost like Keemstar, but Keemstar's gruff and he's got a big beard and he's angry and he's loud. Bobax isn't like that on the surface. In here, he's like that. In his heart, he's like that. And that's something I always notice, and I don't think Nick noticed that, and I've warned Augie about it, and they just see, he's just autistic, he's just a little goofy. No, he's a bad guy. And another problem is Bobax is excellent at looking up shit. Amazing at looking up stuff. I probably should go to Bobax he tried to locate. Well, you know what? Yeah, it's true. He tried to locate, and that's fine. I tried to fucking on the fucking surface cancel him, so that's fine. I don't got a problem with the video.
Listen, fuckhead.
Don't get me wrong, but the fact that I have a little problem. I'm gonna say it right now. That fucking Nick and Augie were surprised. That's the biggest problem I had with that, because I've been saying this for months to the point where my own audience told me to shut up about it. And I'm going to shut up about it right now. All right, I got to get out of here because I owe these fucking members a stream. I'll talk to you later.
Have a nice day, Tommy.
Take care, buddy. All right, sorry, I had a big rant, and I'm glad I got off my chest. I feel fucking great, and I'm looking forward to the next show.
Clarity.
So give me clarity. So, well, Max, write whatever you want. I really don't give a fuck. I've been saying it for months. Nothing's changed. You prove yourself who you are without a doubt. You don't need me.
The almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-town, the king's home, slapping fives, black stones, 6 mile to danger zones. Bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated the evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me lead the Migos to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe. Here's a head.
Hello, Pounding Boblox here.
Yeah, you fucking rotten kid. Get hit by a car.